Hey friends, I'm Amanda. This is the Happy Homestead. Welcome back. Today is Valentine's Day, Wednesday, February 14th, and a couple of updates. Number one, pretend this is white. I'm waving the white flag. We're officially bowing out of the Pantry challenge. When it gets to February, things get much more hectic for us. January, I believe we did January in the clear. I can't remember. I know I went to dinner that one night or something. I don't know. But we did the best we could with January. It's all a blur at this point. It's all a blur. But halfway in, like literally halfway in through the month of February, this last week has been pretty chaotic. There's family birthdays, there's holidays, there's kids after school activities really kicking into gear. My husband's work with his job and spring sports kicks into high gear. And so we're just kind of running around. We're not really having a lot of time to sit down together, to cook together, and to eat together. And so it's just kind of haphazardly sporadic from time to time. And so these last few days I have been like a little stressed, right? Because I haven't been filming for dinners because for the most part it's just been busy, and I had guilt over that, and then I had to come to my senses that I don't need to have guilt over that. I just need to bow out of the challenge. And so I'm not doing the Three Rivers challenge, the Pantry challenge anymore. However, with that being said, now that I'm just gonna go on with daily life, I am still cooking from our pantry. I don't go to all of this work within our pantry and our freezers to just keep going out. It's just not who I am. That's not who we are as a family. So we're gonna continue to make meals from scratch. We're gonna continue to use foods from our pantry and our freezers. And if I need to go buy bananas, I'm gonna do it and not feel guilty about it. So I will tell you, yesterday my mom cooked us dinner because it was my birthday, and that was really nice. She brought over my favorite thing that she makes, which is a chicken casserole. And oh my gosh, it's so good. I will have to show y'all how to make it in a video at some point. It is so delicious. It's got broccoli and mushrooms and like a cream of mushroom soup and sour cream and chicken, and then it's topped with stovetop, which I get it. It's like not that great for you, but it is the most delicious casserole, and that's like my treat that I love to have every like once or twice a year. Okay, and so then the day before that, I don't know what we did. I have no idea. Tonight we're having breakfast for dinner. That's tonight. At 3 in the morning when I woke up thinking about this, I was like, oh my God, I didn't pull anything out. What are we gonna do? We're gonna have breakfast for dinner. So that's gonna be our Valentine's dinner. By the way, do you like my little candy heart earrings? I'm trying to be festive today. My daughter and I decorated the kitchen a little bit. We're trying to be a little bit more festive for Valentine's. But today's video, I'm going to do something that I've never done before, and I want to implore you to do the same thing, and that is going to be to start sweet potato slips. So I grew sweet potatoes 2 years ago, but I purchased the slips, and the harvest was very lackluster. Nothing to do with the slips. It was all me because I had never grown sweet potatoes before. But I'm in North Carolina, and hello, this is sweet potato country. Like, I should be able to do this. And so I'm gonna start my slips this year from home, from organic sweet potatoes, show you how to do it, and we're gonna kind of keep up with this throughout the next 6 to 8 weeks, I guess. I don't know how long this is gonna take. Until they go into the ground. And we're gonna do this very budget friendly, very economical, and it should be fun. All right, so when you are starting sweet potato slips from a sweet potato, I had my husband go to Whole Foods and buy these for me. You want to have organic sweet potatoes. Don't just go buy any sweet potato anywhere, because they could be sprayed with some sort of what's called an inhibitor, which inhibits it from sprouting, because nobody wants to buy a sweet potato or a garlic bulb or other potatoes, right, that are sprouting, and that can happen. So you want to make sure you're getting an organic sweet potato so it actually can sprout some slips for you. Now, what I've read is that when you're looking at a sweet potato, you should have a very clearly defined pointy end as well as kind of a more blunt end. And so this one is so easy to really see, right? Pointy up top, more blunt at the bottom. The pointy up top is basically where it was growing on the vine before it was harvested. The blunt part is what was really down in the ground. So what we're gonna do is suspend these. I'm gonna do this in water. I have heard you can also do this by really just kind of laying your sweet potato in some damp soil, potting soil, and leaving it in the sun, and the sprouts will start to come out that way. I am choosing to do this in water. So this is the one organic sweet potato I had in the kitchen before my husband bought those. And you can see that a sprout is already starting, and we even have one over here coming. So it was a rather large sweet potato. So I kind of cut it and put that pointy side up. And as an experiment, I cut the bottom in half and threw them in some water, and nothing is happening. So that was my experiment. So these are gonna go in the compost, and we're going to add to my existing successful one a couple more. All right, this is only gonna take minutes. It is so simple. This is the one that I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna add a little water, more water to it. It's been sitting for probably about 5 or 6 days. Now, I don't plan on growing enough sweet potatoes to feed our entire family for a year. This is kind of an experiment just to see how this goes. But I'm also looking, you can kind of see some of the eyes on some of the sweet potatoes. And so I want to make sure, like that's a good one right there, that I have them as well to kind of help this process. I'm just using toothpicks to help suspend. I find that if I put my toothpicks actually on an angle, I forgot about that, that it will help the bottom be in the water more, like that. Remember, pointy side up, blunt side down. And then I'm gonna put some fresh water in each. And these are gonna sit in the windowsill in full sun. And so periodically I'll need to make sure I'm checking the water level. And add as needed. And possibly even change the water out once a week or so. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these 4. With these 4, I hope to get enough slips to have maybe between 16 to 20 plants, if I can get between 4 and 5 slips per sweet potato. The other experiment that I'm trying, something I have never done before, is elderberry cuttings. This is our, I just realized, I'm just showing you, this is our Carolina Panthers cut. But I have an elderberry tree. I actually have 2 elderberry trees that I purchased from Stark Brothers 3 or 4 years ago. And one of them is so large. It is probably 15 to 16 feet tall and probably close to 10 feet wide. It is just overgrown. I mean, it's amazing. And so if you've followed along with some of the garden videos from last year and from 2022, you'll see that I get to actually harvest a lot of our elderberries, and I haven't had to buy elderberries to make our own elderberry syrup in over a year, which is fantastic, even with sharing some of those berries with the birds, which I'm happy to do because we have plenty. But what I did this year, about a week ago now, is I went and I cut some of the branches. Now I made sure that I picked branches where there was clear growth, right? You want to make sure that you can actually see growth on the canes, because what I noticed as I was doing this is some of them were dead, right? I guess spent, expired canes. And so I really kind of tried to trim those as much as I could. And then I got ones with viable growth. And you want to make sure you cut the bottom at an angle. And I've just been putting it in water here and waiting for it to develop some roots. Now, I've also heard you can do the same thing that I mentioned with the potatoes, which is place them, just kind of lay them down in some damp soil and keep them in the sun. Make sure that the soil doesn't get too dried out, and they should start to sprout roots that way. But again, I'll keep you updated to see if I can grow 10 more elderberry trees, because I took 10 cuttings. And just since I've taken these cuttings, the leaves have like exploded. They've opened up, they've gotten bigger. So everything is viable. I just need to see if the roots can actually come. So maybe you don't have an elderberry tree to take cuttings from. I guarantee you can find one. Either someone you know may have one, or start this year to observe the elderberries along the sides of the road. You'd be surprised of how prolific, depending upon where you live in the country or in the world, that elderberry bush actually grows almost anywhere. And I see them on the side of the roads all the time. And while I would not harvest the berries or the flowers from those plants, I would take cuttings. That's it for today. Short and sweet, but hopefully inspires you to go start your own sweet potato slips and maybe go find some elderberry cuttings to grow your own elderberry tree. I have so much planned over these next couple of weeks, from planting our winter greens out here in our backyard garden. I gotta clean that garden up. It is full of chickweed, which is a medicinal plant, and I'm going to harvest as much of that as I can and keep that. But I need to plant bok choy, spinach, Chinese cabbage. I've got about 41 plants of the 3 of those things combined, and I want to get that out sooner than later into the garden. I also have almost all of our summer starts going. I have started our tomatoes, our peppers, eggplant, a lot of culinary and medicinal herbs, both annuals and perennials. I just tried and started some onion seeds last night because who knows, we'll see. My seeds are about 3 or 4 years old. They were from 2019. So actually that's 5 years old now. I don't know if they will germinate, but I thought it'd be worth the experiment to try. I'm just so ready for gardening season. I also have so much more to do at the land property where our larger garden is, to get that ready for planting. I've got more work to do in the orchard with the Fruit Tree Guild, so much coming ahead, and I'm so excited to share all of it with you. We'll still be in the kitchen. We'll still share some meals. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay well. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye-bye.